Hi, Natasha. Another video. I wanted to do a video about some of the challenges I've had with around eye makeup. So when I first started wearing makeup to work, I wasn't on hormones, and then obviously I got onto Sandrina. So I have at the moment I'm on two milligrams, so 2 sachets, but I did at some points go up, but that's another story, up to 4 and then back down. And also I'm on progesterone as well. I've been on hormones in some shape or form for 2.5 years now, so I've kind of sort of listened to my body, and when I felt sort of a bit off, I kind of reduced my hormones, and when I wanted to push forward, I upped them, obviously within the sort of endocrinologist's recommendations. But I always found that if I went straight into the sort of recommended dose, my body kind of struggled a little bit, so I kind of listened to my body. But one of the biggest problems I've struggled with, not just physically but also a little bit emotionally, is I've had a problem with my eyes watering since I've been on hormones. Now, I went to an optician because I couldn't get, I didn't know whether I had an eye infection or there was something, was the makeup reacting with my eye? Because what was happening is I put my makeup on, you know, in the normal way as I had done for many years before without problems, and it would water underneath and water above, kind of an oily kind of substance from my eyes, and obviously it would mix with the makeup and cause irritation. It would look terrible, and it was quite painful at times as well, and very uncomfortable at the very least. Like I said, I went to the opticians, and the optician said this is something that he has come across before with transgender people. So there's some kind of correlation between people transitioning and obviously having issues with eyes watering, with the cosmetics reacting, or what have you. He recommended buying one of his products, as they do, but there was a workaround because I was already kind of doing it because I'd seen a video on YouTube about it, about sort of bathing your eye, and he also suggested sort of putting eye drops in, which I do sporadically as well. Now, so through the course of the last year or so, I've been sort of playing with how much do I need to do, because obviously it's a lot of time after a long day's work. And I've got it down to a T for my body, whereby I put I obviously bathe this in warm to hot water and put it over my eye for 6 minutes like that, holding it over the sort of prominent areas and sort of massaging it as well, and then also over the left eye. So I do 6 minutes on each side, and you know, based on those timings, I don't get any problems. I haven't had problems for a long time now, so it seems to have been the solution. Also, something I've been doing on top of that as well, in an effort to sort of tackle the problems in as many ways as possible, I've also reduced the amount of makeup I put around my eyes. So that means, I mean, in the olden days I used to put foundation under my eyes, until I obviously watched a video where they said obviously you want concealer because it's less dense and it's going to be less tough on your skin there. You've got quite weak skin under your eyelids and around this, so you just use concealer, and then obviously if it's a lighter concealer you can use as a highlighting sort of effect. So I use concealer, and I've kind of dramatically reduced the amount, and then obviously using a blending brush to sort of really get most of it out, because all you need, because you're putting powder over the top, you need a very small amount. So I've reduced the amount of makeup I put under my eyes, and then also the other thing, the waterline, because what was triggering, not necessarily being the cause, some of my eye issues, was the sort of going haphazardly in the waterline. So now I'm very careful. After the eye makeup's been on for a while, I leave it for a while, and then I think once I've parked up after I've driven, I sort of go over the really close to the lash line, not making sure, because obviously there's parts of the eye that need to be clear so that they can sort of lubricate the eye, and I think in the past possibly I have clogged them a little bit, so I go very as close to the lashes as possible on the waterline. But I'm a bit more delicate with that these days than I probably was in the past as well, even though, I mean, I didn't have issues before I was on hormones. I was putting it on any sort of way and I never had issues. So I think I personally think I put it down to the correlation between the hormones making everything a little bit more susceptible to watering. There's an excess of watering, but this seems to be the decision. Just to summarise, so I just put this on my eyes, 6 minutes and 6 minutes once obviously all the makeup's off, and that seems to have solved the problem. Um, I'm 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 absolutely thrilled that I've been able to stop that, because it was a real sort of emotionally and physically draining thing to sort of be at work after 6 hours and have have your eyes sort of, you know, dripping and looking terrible, and also being that level of uncomfort. But I'm comfortable now, and I want to pass on my advice so that if anyone's going through the same things, if you've been on hormones for a while and this is something you suddenly experience, please reach out to me in the comments as well, or if you find me online, message me, and we can discuss it. But it seems to have solved my problem, which makes life infinitely more bearable and better. Not having to worry about, it's one less thing to worry about. But yeah, until next time, I will continue to do these videos. I know I'm not getting a good uptake at the moment, but I'm just sort of at the moment just trying to put things out that I think would have been useful to me in the earlier days. So I'll continue to try and improve these videos, the content and the quality, and make it more interesting for people. But in the meantime, I'll see you again soon. Bye.